this video, we are going to expose the mind-numbing fictions about the Creator, and we shall use the book titled Free from God.
Are you ready to break free from traditional religious dogma and severe mental limitations of this world? Look no further but watch PTR LM Dumizulu of Marifado Family Network on Hamiti Hebrew ethics as he helps you revolutionize your perception of spirituality and life. Subscribe and comment. Let's begin to end it.
To expose the mind-altering facts about God and answer the all-time question, what if I am wrong about everything that I know? And so you could be. In chapter 1, we read of the remote creator, the absolute certainty that the creator is not God, is not Jehovah, is not Jesus, is not Allah, is not a spirit or a being, is a very enormous challenge, a shock, and a real lifetime jolt. But we need to know the answers. What about billions of Christians? A recent study has shown that there are about 2.2 billion Christians on the earth, and the number is growing, and in 2030 there will be about 2.6 Christians. Christians believe, shockingly, in contradictory ideas. On one hand, they say God or Yahweh is incomprehensible, a fact that is attributed to the unknowable creator. And then on the other hand, they come and say that this all-knowing, all-powerful, he is also a triune or personal God, triune trinity, 3 in 1, which is a very complicated question. And they say he disclosed himself to humanity in a covenantal context and in real history. In other words, he came and walked on the earth. These are mind-altering effects about God, Jesus, or Allah. And the fact that he died and rose from the dead, the question is, what actually died on the cross? The all-knowing, incomprehensible one, or a deity? Let's look at Islam. If you go to chapter 3 of the same book, Free from God, Unveiling Spirituality that Breeds Wisdom, you will understand that monotheism, of which Islam boasts, came from ancient Africa as a heresy of Pharaoh Akhenaton. That is the source of monotheism in our Abrahamic religions. And the question to all the 1.5 billion Muslims is, why do they revere a rock and stone, and then at the same time laugh at others that have their own idols? Who is Jesus? Who is Allah? Who is God? Who is the mysterious one? Is that rock the answer or not? Let's consider and continue to say religions fail to expose mind-altering facts about God, because all religions cannot be correct. They cannot explain that despite their knowledge of God as the creator and a loving God, why is there suffering and why there evil in the world that this perfect God created? This benevolent and all-powerful God created. Why does he allow evil and suffering in the world? Why did he allow Arabs to enslave black people and colonize innocent people that never attacked them? Let's look at science. Can it expose the mind-numbing fiction about the creator and free us from God? And by exposing mind-altering facts about God, can science explain the reality of the universe? No. Science has failed to tell us the ultimate purpose or meaning of the universe. Nor can it explain the nature of consciousness and subjective experience. Science cannot answer the question that starts with the word why. It cannot. So, general science teaches that the universe started after the Big Bang, and they so explain and want to remove the creator and say the Big Bang just occurred. If you read chapter 14 of the book Free from God, Unveiling Spirituality that Breeds Wisdom, you will be given proof, ample proof, that the Big Bang is just a theory. because science has its own limits, which it accepts and agrees. Science cannot explain what was there before the Big Bang or why the Big Bang occurred. These are the limitations of science, because it can study only the observable and natural processes that are already existing with variables that they can control. If variables cannot be controlled, science has no clue. In the thought-provoking book, Free from God, you embark on a journey that challenges conventional beliefs about the nature of the Creator is understood, if possible, by our severely limited brain. In that book, we identify those parameters of the human mind that are tethered to the human brain and limits anyone from truly knowing the real Creator. This groundbreaking work delves into the notion that humans cannot truly know that which they cannot know, specifically the Creator, because their minds and their brains are inherently useless in comprehending such a divine entity. And is there proof about that? Yes, there is proof that the human mind is limited. You read the book, Free from God, chapter 1, the remote creator, you discover that the limitations are many. You can learn about hearing. We can see in the diagram given there that dogs, birds, and dolphins have a better hearing sense than all humans. In this manner, we are unable as humans to pay attention to other sounds which are beneath and above the threshold of our understanding. 20 and 20,000 hertz there, frequency here. Ultrasounds, you cannot hear them. You become deaf. It is clear, therefore, that the bulk of that which make up an enormous part of sounds that science has proved to exist in the whole universe are beyond our hearing, are beyond our capacity. However, we have been made to invest too much faith in a God we are told is near and ready to help or punish. But you never hear his voice or hear his or her whispers. A shocking fact about exposing mind-altering effects about God has to do with who is God, what is God, and where is God, and why is God. Billions ignore or do not realize that the real Creator has nothing to do with us. There is more to dig to ascertain that the Creator is not God, is not Jesus, is not Allah, is not a spirit, is not a being. This enormous challenge, if mastered, will clear inbuilt confusion and free you from these gods and their spells and their religious prisons. Your free will and your reasoning would prove to be powerful enough to deny any cases or any disasters from these gods, or from their authority, or fear, or promises. Because when you say God, you are speaking of a deity. The definition of a deity is given here is rank or essential nature of a god, a divinity, capitalized God, supreme being, or goddess, or deities like in ancient Hamid, ancient Greece, and Eloha is Hebrew for deity. Why do we suffer? We suffer because we have sinned. But what is sin? And who have we sinned against? You can sin against all things, including yourself, but you cannot sin against the Creator. You can sin against the gods, against the living, against the dead, against the archons, against the spirits, against Mskabanu, against created spirits, Jesus, Allah, Jehovah, Brahimi, Atema, but you cannot sin against the unknown, unknowable Creator. That is impossible. As long as you are alive and as long as you are living, you must remember and understand that there is a chasm, mukaha or gaha, that separates you and limits you from knowing the unknowable Creator. Nobody can go beyond that limit. Even the most intelligent, even if you gather all the geniuses in the world, they can't go beyond that. Because your life is limited, your brain is limited, your understanding is limited. You are born and you need somebody to take care of you when you are young. You will later prove that you're a genius, but you never gave birth to yourself. So go to Amazon and order your book, Free from God, Unveiling Spirituality that Breeds Wisdom, where you will learn more that God is a deity, not the creator. The gods cannot even go beyond the chasm. The chasm is the limit of everything. The concept of a chasm is very critical to human knowledge and also important for everybody to start to grasp a little bit about the unknowable one. And it has been explored in various philosophic as well as scientific contexts. And we shall share here key pieces of evidence and arguments that suggest such a chasm exists, only 5. And we will elaborate only on 2. If you want to learn more about these and be exposed to the majority of them, read our book, Free from God, Unveiling Spirituality that Breeds Wisdom. You can get this book from Amazon. So here are the 5 key points that prove the existence of a chasm that limits every human being. Even if you combine every brain on earth, that limit still remains unsurpassable. We will never reach that limit. 1. Limits of empirical observation. 2. The problem of induction. 3. The limits of language. 4. The nature of consciousness. 5. The existence of unsolved problems. Let's just pick 2 here and illustrate our points of limits. The limits of empirical observation. Empirical observation is information that is collected scientifically through observation or experimentation. This information, which comes to our senses through scientific tools and instruments, can only probe a finite range of frequencies, scales, and natural things, leaving a vast reality beyond our reach. Before science has developed any telescope, people never knew anything about the cosmos. The phenomena of quantum physics and quantum phenomena, or the earliest moments of the universe's existence, because they fall outside the limits of our observational capacity and the tools, implies that there is a vast range of reality that lie beyond our knowledge. Empirical observation cannot help us know mind-altering facts about God, about Jesus, about Allah, about the Creator. Anybody who thinks knows about this and comprehensively has heard a voice from God, a calling from God, they are under the illusion of knowing. They don't know. Number 5, the existence of unsolved problems that are in this world proves that despite the remarkable progress that we have made in science and philosophy, there remain many fundamental questions that have not been answered. For example, we still do not know what dark matter and dark energy are, or how to reconcile quantum mechanics with general relativity. These unsolved problems, as well as moral problems that we are so advanced and yet we still continue to fight and kill each other and rob each other and witch each other, proves that we have unresolved understanding, and our current understanding is still totally limited. Is there proof that the idea of a chasm is an explanation that between human knowledge or knowingness and the unknowable exists, and this idea is prevalent in ancient African teaching? Yes, there is proof. While we may never be able to bridge this chasm completely, acknowledging its existence is the first stop of wisdom. And when you stop at that, you become humble, you become open-minded, your understanding of the world is enhanced. Furthermore, it presents an intriguing perspective that God is not the creator but rather a man-made idol. Prepare to have your preconceptions shattered as you explore this mind-altering concept and start to rediscover what it means to be free from God, by embracing that which goes beyond God and exploring new perspective about the unknowable, imageless, not spirit, not being creator, thus exposing this mind-altering facts about God. Then you can say we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience. If you want to learn more and explore this subject further, grab that book, Free from God, Unveiling Spirituality that Breeds Wisdom. You can also subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Hebrew Ethics. You can like our videos, you can leave a comment. You can send us an email on join@marifado.com. Till we meet again, your manager Topi, Priest Rabbi LM says, yes, there is a vast range of unknowableness just beyond the chasm and before the chasm. Let's explore, let's read, let's study. Amen.